Hello everyone, Nubkeks here, and welcome back to the Road to Grandmaster. We are currently halfway through Diamond 1? Maybe a little bit further? I don't quite remember. But much like always, we are the team captain, and we are the second team. So, we'll see how things go. Saying hello again. Oh yeah, so I thought this was really cool, and this is one of the reasons I'm bringing you this video actually. It's something I've been really enjoying about Season 2, is that because I've been playing in these sort of bursts, right, is that we're often running into some of the same people multiple videos in a row. So for example, looking at this one, you should recognize from our last video where we were playing Sylvanas. I believe Sir Hawk was our Muradin player and Absalom was our Gul'dan player. I think I got that correct. And then some of the enemy team members are the same as well. So that's always pretty cool to see. The enemy team first banned Samuro. I banned out Sylvanas. I think the last game was on Brax's holdout, but should still give you a pretty good insight into the power of Sylvanas. Anyway, I think I've got a Sylvanas video on BoE up 2 from this season, so you can check those out if you want to see why she's so good here. The Li Ming, obviously a very good pick. She has great poke damage around the immortals. She's actually got pretty good immortal damage as well if she talents into it. And there you go. We picked up Malfurion, who's probably the #1 healer at the moment. And then we picked up the Zeratul as well. Good choices. Maybe, Zeratul, we're looking maybe for a bit more of a team fighting sort of composition. And the enemy team is picking up the Lunara and something else. I'm just basically saying that Tastar doesn't fit here. This guy says that he knows, so I'm saying, alright, that's cool, no problem. But yeah, I mean, Tastar would not fit here. You want to run Tastar as a second healer, obviously, and given the composition that we have, Tastar doesn't combo that well with Zeratul. He counters Zeratul pretty well. He doesn't combo that well with him though. He combos much more with heroes that want to sort of go ham in the front line, like Sonya or Kerrigan, I guess. We combo pretty well with Greymane. I'm pretty good with him as well. Anything like that. Whereas Zeratul is much more about poking and doing his own sort of thing, kind of solo. Much more independent hero. He doesn't really need a Tastar shield to help him out, so it doesn't work that great. The enemy team though, they've got quite the set of power picks right here. Got Li Ming, a Lunara, and an ETC. It's a little bit terrifying. I did ban out the Oriel, which is pretty good. I mean, to round out their composition pretty much perfectly, I would probably add on like Arthas and Oriel, and that would be a crazy solo Q comp right there. Very, very strong. Good, really good immortal damage with that. Really good team fighting with that as well. Yeah, it would be pretty horrific. Anyway, I'm going to grab the Valla. Probably my best hero, my most played hero. Also, I think she's good on this map. She's good in every map, honestly. But gonna bring quite a lot of immortal damage. It's something we're very much lacking at the moment. So I picked her up to add to that a lot. We actually grab Ethereal as well. Again, not really Ethereal sort of composition. You normally bring him more with the sort of dive comp or sort of anti-dive. Neither team has that. Potentially though, it's a decent deny pick. We'll see. The enemy team might have run him, or they might run something he could counter. I don't know. But there's Slow Plow here. He's saying that we're going to have to defend. We've got low immortal damage. I actually don't think our immortal damage is that bad. With the Zeratul, Malfurion, I mean, Tyrael does decent damage, and Artanis actually does a lot of immortal damage. So our immortal damage is actually pretty good if we go with this. Obviously, we're free to pretty much pick whatever we want in this last slot. Anything. I mean, you could get a Tyrande, for example. That would work really well too. But yeah, I'm saying like, well, actually we should do pretty good, especially for the first two. Later in the game could be much more difficult once the Li Ming and Lunara talents come online. But early on, I think we should have a pretty good shot at this, like a really good shot. They did pick Kerrigan, by the way, and Brightwing. So, I mean, Brightwing is yeah, I mean, it's very common, right? You've got Malfurion, Brightwing, and Oriel. They're like the top healers at the moment. They're the ones to remove. Obviously, I banned away the Oriel, even though they could still take Brightwing, because they have a Lunara, and the Lunara-Oriel combo is just insane, right? It's so powerful. The amount of damage Lunara does, really high. Just the sustained AoE damage, maintaining her poison on multiple targets. It's just this constant stream of energy for Oriel, so she does absurd amounts of healing, and it's very difficult to play against that, for sure. They're definitely squishy and vulnerable to dive, but that's somewhat difficult to execute. But yeah, I mean, I think in terms of team comps, I think the Tyrael actually does combo actually fairly well with Artanis. Excuse me, I was actually incorrect about that. But yeah, I mean, the Sanctification will work pretty well with Artanis. Also, Sanctification will cleanse off the Lunara poison, I believe. And it will also obviously protect us from a sort of ETC and Kerrigan dive. So the Tyrael pick is actually quite good. It's actually quite strong right here. I know he can just whack away at the Immortal as well. It's not terrible. Checking out the talents. Our Zeratul actually picked up Regen Master, which I was not a huge fan of. I was like, if we win, like he's really banking on us winning these Immortals. If we lose them, it's not going to do much. You see, I picked up Monster Hunter here, and Artanis picked up Amateur Opponent. And I'm kind of going, no, Regen Master, not good on this map. Please, no. Shenda's Clarity as well. Pretty nice too. Actually quite like that one. But yeah, Monster Hunter. It reduces the mana cost of our Q, our Hungering Arrow, from 60 to 20. So it reduces it by 40. And it makes it do 150% bonus. I forget. Hang on, let me check. I have this ready. I'm so prepared. I am so prepared. I'm amazed. 100%. Oh, this is out of date. What? God damn it. This talent calculator is out of date. Why? Okay, yes. It reduces the cost by 40 and increases the damage dealt to non-heroes, apart from structures, minions, monsters, and mercenaries, by 150%. So we're going to do a ton of damage. This is really going to help against the Immortal. So our Q is going to do 150% bonus damage to that Immortal. That's going to help us start bursting it down. Amateur Opponent from Artanis does the same sort of thing, except with his twin blades, with his W. That's going to chunk the Immortal as well. So between the two of us, we actually have a fairly substantial... I mean, Zeratul does good damage as well. His basic attacks are really nice. So we're actually going to have pretty good damage against an Immortal right here. Definitely at the start, those level 1 talents are, I think, might just about push us into the lead. I think. I guess we'll find out if we go head to head here. Or when we go head to head here, I should say. Tyrael getting caught in the combo by the ETC, and Tyrael is going to go down, focus down. You can see I'm throwing out as much damage as I can on the ETC though. Lunara goes low as well. I step just a bit too far forwards though, bit of a noob move. But we did kill the Lunara by vaulting in. But maybe if I'd stepped away the second I'd like fired, the animation of firing the shot might have lived, but also well played by the enemy team's Brightwing. I think Li Ming fired something as well, and then the two turrets caught us. Or even like a little bit more in advance, I could have focused some sort of fire a little bit less on ETC and more on Lunara, but I mean, still, it was a pretty favorable, it's pretty even trade, so it's pretty good. And really nicely done by Zeratul and Malfurion right there. Really beautiful. Just lurking, waiting for Brightwing to rotate around, and then just pretty much everything they did right there was perfect. Perfect execution. Perfect route from Malfurion. Perfect moonfires from Malfurion. And then just perfect damage and chase from the Zeratul as well. And they duo out the solo kill. Blah, blah, blah. Basically, they killed Brightwing, and that's really good. Brightwing can teleport back in, of course, but it's still really good. There she is. She's back again. But still, we've got a nice little lead here on the Immortal. I'm like trying desperately not to get caught in that stun. That would really hurt. And there you go. Their ETC has got some really aggressive positioning in this game. There's a few times I was like, oh shit, there's a cow here. Oh my god, what do we do? We fire the multi-shot in as well. Artanis has gone down, and the rest of us are fairly low, but we do pick up the kill right there, throwing out a bit of harass as they sort of back away, step away from the magic missiles. Don't want to get hit by them. Bolting in once again, going in, actually take a chunk of damage. Maybe it was not the best idea to engage right there. The power slide from the ETC leading to us being punished quite heavily without actually having sort of kill pressure of our own. But nonetheless, Malfurion is going back for mana. Everyone's respawning, coming back. That's all good. I'm going to go help this Immortal push in. Doesn't have a lot of shields. And it's the first Immortal, so it's pretty weak, but still we should be able to do a little bit as we push in. Classic Nubkeks mistake. So like move in sort of aggressively at speed. Bash a button by accident, which opens up the talent thing and covers the whole screen. We close it down though, and we're still able to play and hit all of our stuff despite that. Once again, ETC actually catching me out. Definitely a big mistake for me. Our teammates are here, of course. And Zeratul just pick up the kill on that. I'm lurking. Oh no! Myself and Malfurion not quite having the cooldown to take that. Of course, it was my fault. I was just too positioned too aggressively and got caught in a whole combo by the enemy team. So definitely a mistake for me. At this point in the game, I was a bit like, okay, come on, Nubkeks. Made a couple of stupid mistakes right here. It's supposed to be the team captain, and like you would not know that I was the team captain from the way I'm playing right here. So it's kind of like, all right, let's be a little bit more cautious going forwards in the game, or let's just like, stretch out the shoulders, just take a deep breath and you know, not playing badly. Everything's going fine. We're winning, but just, you know, to play the standard that we sort of aiming towards, right? That's sort of what I'm going for here. Nice little catch again on the ETC. Of course, the ETC relatively difficult to kill. He's got the block party things to keep him alive from some of my damage, and he's gonna always power slide out if he wants to. Bit of a fight going down on the bottom lane. Artanis does die, but the Kerrigan dies as well. Now, do sidestep that from the Li Ming, so don't take too much damage, and that's good. Level 7 is secured for us. Looks like they were fighting over that bottom Merc camp. They don't actually get it, and this is very important as well on Battlefield of Eternity. For the second Immortal phase, very important to get your Bruiser camp just before the Immortal spawns. So there's no like set time for it. I presume there is, like, from the moment the Immortal dies, I imagine, is when the sort of the timer starts ticking down. But it should be around about now. And you can see, there you go. You have to wait about 5 seconds to cap the camp. But there you go, pretty much bang on. Just kind of know it intuitively as to when it's going to spawn. And there you go, in comes the spawn, and we have the Bruiser camp pushing as the Immortal spawn. So there you go, we are on top of this Immortal and pushing this in. Here's another tip, by the way. If you move into melee range of the Immortal, it does this big melee sweep. And then you're going to have like 2 rounds where it never does a melee sweep. It'll do the ranged ones instead. It actually vaults into the stun, which is not super ideal from the Kerrigan. Take a chunk of damage. We do make it out okay, just about. In the end, this is quite a big fight right here. Kerrigan just picked up Tyrael in the back line, trying to do what damage he can to the Lunara, push her off. But on the bottom right-hand side, we are getting collapsed upon by the main damage threats of the enemy team, at least early on in the game. The Kerrigan and the Li Ming take a chunk of damage from the Li Ming orb. It's not too big of a deal. There you go. Be a little bit cautious. Kerrigan actually gets caught a little bit out of position by the Artanis. She does fire a combo off, but it is a miss, so that's good. Hits me with the Q. Again, not really a big deal. Get some nice damage down the ETC. But the enemy team does body block the Q, and Artanis does go down, unfortunately. However, we are still well up in terms of this Immortal phase. And this is like the crazy positioning where each one is closest to the enemy team. So see exactly how this goes down. Nice little bit of a catch there by the Tyrael onto the Brightwing, putting some pressure on her. Vault away from the Kerrigan combo. There's actually an ETC behind me, coming and power sliding in. I was like, whoa, where did that cow come from? What the heck? But yeah, it's fine. We didn't actually get caught out too badly in the end, and nice rotations by my teammates. So I just fire off some damage myself and then sort of back off. Not too worried. Again, the Kerrigan looking for just some Q poke, but it's not actually like a proper engage, proper dive. Our teammates are here to protect, so it's not too big of a deal. But yeah, you can trigger the melee attack from the Immortal and then just stand in melee range, and you can never be hit by the range circles. And yeah, it leaves you very much open to look around the map and focus on that sort of stuff. Zeratul getting some poke off. We're just kind of going in with him and helping back him up through that, just in case he's going to be caught out, or we could fire some poke off to help him out. Sticking with him. And there you go. Going to come push with this Immortal once again. I think Valla works quite well, pushing with him. Hey, look, it's a cow. Cow from nowhere. I might even name the episode this. I'm going to grab, I think, Strafe in this game, just to get some sort of consistent pressure on the back line. Like Brightwing, Lunara, Li Ming, they all really don't like being hit by Strafe. So I quite like it here. And both options would be good, I think, but Strafe is what I'm going to go for. It's nice Zeratul coming around for the flank. Tyrael has gone in as well. Tyrell's actually gone for Judgment in this game, and a huge absolute Wombo combo coming in right there. The enemy team just explodes. The Twilight Dream from the Malfurion, Strafe from me, Judgment from Tyrael, and then the Zeratul blinking in as well. Triple kill for us, pushing in with this Immortal. Very well played by the teammates, really well executed. Dive attempt right there. So yeah, the Tyrael is definitely a bit of an unusual choice with the Judgment. For example, I think that Chen, at the moment, fulfills a very similar team fighting role to the Tyrael. If you're building Judgment Tyrael, like they do a very similar thing. Like Storm, Earth and Fire Chen and Judgment Tyrael, they're very similar, but I think Chen is just better at it overall. But there you go. I mean, it's working in this game, so that's always good. Level 12 to level 11, but most importantly, we still have both of our forts, whereas the enemy team is down a keep. So that's really nice. You can win the game, actually. I have won some of these games before, but with that second Immortal, if you've got a Sylvanas, you can just like push all the way through because her trade is so powerful. But I mean, this is pretty much the ideal way to start this game, right? Pretty much the ideal way to start this game. Actually, VP going down to ensure they get the Brightwing kill. I would guess that the VP was a bit unnecessary, but still, can't complain too much. A dead Brightwing is a dead Brightwing. The VP should be back up for the next large team fight around the Immortals anyway, so it's fine. I mean, we're still winning substantially in terms of map pressure, so it's all good. Push that lane in a little bit. Teammates actually had caught out ETC, but ETC power slides away and escapes. I'm thinking now we could actually potentially invade their bruiser camp. We have a Talontier advantage. We have been winning these team fights quite easily as well. I'm thinking we could definitely pressure them in and potentially take this. See, I'm trying to attack over the wall. Don't want to go into a position where I can be picked out and collapsed upon by the ETC sort of stuff from earlier. I'm going to go in pretty aggressively here. Our teammates are finishing off that camp, so I'm going to go with a really aggressive strafe. This is a zoning strafe. Obviously not going to kill anyone, but just purely intimidating the enemy team with that strafe as our teammates collect that bruiser camp. And again, the bruiser camp mostly looking to just deny it from the enemy team as opposed to really using it to get any big objective. It's not that good against the core. It's very good against the shamans, the fallen shamans on this map. Very good against forts and keeps and structures, but not that strong against the core. But it's really nice to deny it from the enemy team. They cannot get it and they cannot use it against us. Now we're looking to grab this bruiser camp. Again, like, we've got so much siege damage. Look at that, how quickly that siege camp melts between my Q and the Artanis W. There you go. It's actually dead as that immortal activates, and I'm perfectly in position because I'm attacking over the wall. So do bear in mind, you can attack over the wall with ranged characters like that if you got someone on the other side kind of tanking it for you. So yeah, we're able to do that, and lovely. That transitions really well to this bruiser camp pushing in the top lane and us having a substantial lead. It was a favourable immortal spawn as well for us, no doubt about that. But yeah, we've got a substantial lead now. Still have that talent here as well, and difficult for the enemy team now to deal with this. They've got to deal with the bruiser camp. They also have to fight us over this immortal. Their top keep is in danger really from both the objective and the merc. So pretty good, all things considered. Now this is a big fight coming in right here. The suppression pulse from Artanis coming in, doing some damage. I'm going to fire off the strafe as well. Got my other things on cooldown. Vaulting down to try get strafe on the priority targets as the ones to the north. We're caught in the VP. Very nice VP, by the way. Also catching the immortal, I believe, and preventing that from stunning us during that. And there you go. Going to finish off on this immortal just by myself here. A few more basic attacks as our teammates are doing that. Just checking in. ETC is finishing off the Lunara. Throw out the Q. The Q is going to finish off the immortal. So vault away from that. Come towards the enemy team and fire off a multi-shot. Fire off some basic attacks. Those vaults have paired basic attacks. And there you go. We actually pick up a couple of kills off the back end. So very nice. That was kind of like a little move. I don't know how important that actually was that I did that. We probably would have killed them regardless. But still, that was a nice little move, right? That I knew that the Q was going to finish off the immortal with the bounces, so I fired the Q, then immediately vaulting and going aggressive on the enemy team that my teammates had kind of caught out. So there you go. Just a small little thing right there. Like I said, don't know how much it matters, but there you go. 12 minutes in. Here you go. Third immortal, full shield immortal onto the core. This is almost definitely going to be game. In fact, yes, this is going to be game. They haven't done any immortal damage. We're just focusing down the core. We're just kind of poking at them just for the lols to the side. I think I popped strafe. Yeah, I popped strafe here again just to do a little bit of extra damage. You try to kill Lunara just for swag points. You don't quite get her though before the game ends. And there you go. GG ends up 16-13. Very quick game, very smooth game, and this is the way Battlefield of Eternity can definitely go. We actually got the MVP ourselves, which is pretty nice too. We got best siege damage and hero damage. But yeah, I think it was quite interesting. Our teammates had underestimated the power of the level 1 talent, and I think it's very important that I adjusted my Valla build. Again, if you watch my other games, you've seen I go with a very similar Valla build in every single game. Actually mix it up in this one and grab that Monster Hunter level 1 talent to just make our immortal killing power that much better, specifically for the needs of this particular map and these particular comps. Artanis doing the same thing with his amateur opponent talent, and between the two of those we actually had a substantial amount of damage against those immortals. We won every race by quite a large margin. We also out team fought them pretty much at every opportunity as well. We're playing too well. There you go, 22 wins, 9 losses, pretty good ratio for season 2 so far. No complaints from me on that count. I'm sure that ratio will get much less appealing as we play more, obviously, and as we climb higher and higher. But so far so good. We're almost at our Masters promotion game, so stay tuned for that. That will be coming up on the channel pretty soon. I'm recording this on a Monday, and I think I'm kind of like a few videos ahead. I'm not sure when this one will come out, maybe like Thursday or something like that. So I think I'll wait for the next patch before I do any more ranked. Not sure. Haven't quite decided. But yeah, I do, like I said, quite like playing these in like these burst chunks because you do get these sort of narratives of seeing the same players in a couple of games in a row and getting to sort of know their strengths, know what to expect out of them, and then also kind of getting a better understanding, I hope, as well, of how I'm going to play the team fights and play the game once you have that sort of understanding, that expectation of how good each player actually is. It can definitely have an impact on how the game goes, and even sometimes on how you ban things and stuff like that, how you pick things. There you go, guys. Give it a like if you like that one. I thought it was pretty cool. Again, I've brought you a lot of Valla games. I'm going to try not to bring you as many, but she's just so good right now. I've been having just a massive success playing her in Hero League. So yeah, a lot of the games are with Valla, but I thought this one was cool because number one, good insight into Battlefield of Eternity, and number two, good insight into adjusting talent picks to accommodate the needs of the particular map. And Battlefield of Eternity is a very specific map as well. There's very specific talent builds, very specific hero picks that you go and choose in order to win that immortal fight and to account for the fact that it's a 2-lane map. So yeah, there you go. Hopefully it was helpful. Give it a like if you liked it, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.